What's going on YouTube? Welcome in. Today we're on a beautiful build for you. Today we're building one of the 7 PCs that Pestily just gave away for its subathon here in January. These are absolutely killer systems for games like Escape from Tarkov, FPS shooters. Obviously Pestily's been big in Tarkov. He's got his standard account, he's got his EOD account, he's done a lot of things in the Tarkov community for quite some time now. We have 7 of these monster PCs, 13600K, 4060 Ti, 6400 megahertz of DDR5 RAM going in these systems, a 1 terabyte NVMe drive, and Deepcool came through huge and said, hey, we want to help sponsor these builds. We've got our brand new AK500s, our CH560 digitals, and we've got an 850 watt power supply to add to it. Absolutely killer system. Let us know what you think down below in the comments. Make sure to hit that like button and make sure to hit that subscribe button because we're going to give away more PCs like this here soon. And you can drop down below in the comments to see the socials so you can see that we do those giveaways. If you want to catch us live, unedited, raw like it is right now, as I butcher these intros, you can join us any Monday, Wednesday, or Friday over our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/tints at 10 a.m. Eastern. And we hope to see you soon.
Yeah, it's a slick little build. Honestly, the crazy part is you can play like 1440p Tarkov on a 4060 Ti for pretty good frames, honestly. Like this right here, this build can handle streets. It's crazy to think about it, but it can easily handle streets. I mean, you're not getting like 120 to 160 FPS in some spots, like a higher tier system, but we're talking like 100-ish FPS. Really, streets is really demanding right now. It really is demanding on the CPU and the RAM, in my opinion. The graphics card, as long as you have like a 30 series or a 40 series card, you need pretty good graphics on streets. Really, you need a really good CPU, a really good RAM combo to really push that system, to push its potential. So, all right, guys, let's go top down. Let's get this new motherboard. We're using the new Gaming Plus Pro Wi-Fi. A newer board from MSI. It really is a step up from the Pro A in terms of aesthetic. The great thing about it, it actually adds a 2.5 gig LAN, which we're like good to see there, like that. We forgot to update the NVMe drive. It's not a Western Digital. It's actually a K23,000. It's an NV2 in the build. It's NV2. All right, let's get this NV2 down and in. 1 terabyte NV2. Fantastic little drive from Kingston. There we go. There we go. Drives down and in. And next, we'll work on our CPU. There we go, socket looks good. That's one reason I always recommend putting the CPU in first, because if you put the drive in there and then you have a socket that's messed up, usually it's very rare. I mean, we're talking like 1 in 100, like less than 1%. You have to take the drive back out, but let's have faith that we just got these right from MSI that they would be good, which they are. CPU's down and in, 13600K, phenomenal CPU for the price right now. I mean, you're talking sub $300 for a CPU that really can almost compete with the 7800X3D. Not in terms of overall FPS, but editing, other things like that. Efficiency is pretty close. For the price, it's a really good CPU, honestly. 13600K is still one of my favorites, especially for budget Tarkov. If you're not gonna go AMD, it's one of the best Tarkov CPUs to get for the price. Here's our standoffs chat for our cooler. The only reason we don't do a lot of AMD GPUs is the encoders are not the same when it comes to streaming. If you're doing gaming and streaming on a single PC, we really want to be on an NVIDIA card. All right, let's get our standoffs in place. Lock them down. Standoffs are in place for our CPU. Let's get our RAM out next. And today we have the Team T-Create 6400 C32 kit. Fantastic kit of RAM. Steel Legend's a good board. ASRock boards for AM5 are actually really good. I don't have any problem with ASRock. Here's a beautiful T-Create in black. Here we go. Fantastic little RAM. Some of my favorite RAM actually is a T-Create, just because these actually add a little bit of like a heat dissipation. There's actually little perforations in the RAM. And to be stable, you want to run a little bit cooler, so these actually have like the heat sinks having some airflow in them. It's actually a pretty cool idea. Our motherboard's all assembled. Again, we have the Z790 Gaming, I think it's a Gaming Pro, Gaming Plus. Let me see. The Z790 Gaming Plus Wi-Fi coming from MSI. 13600K down in the socket. Again, we have a 1 terabyte NVMe drive down here with the NV2 coming from Kingston. And then we have 6400 megahertz CL32 RAM coming from Team Group. That's a 32 gig kit. Absolutely beautiful setup here. And we have our standoffs for our cooler, which is going to be the AK500 today. Let's slide this aside. Let's get our case out. Deepcool has to provide us this cooler, the AK500 today, as well as the CH560 digitals, which are great little cases. Actually, this is a very similar case to what our Signature series goes in, so it's a great case to see, great case to have. So our new Signature Elite is actually going to go in this case. Also, our Optimized Elite goes in this case. So it's a case we do use a lot here at Sinspilt. But there you go, guys. There's that CH560 digital. What the digital means is, yes, you have a little display right here for your temps, which is nice to see. Slideshow, yeah, we'll look at the cable management in the back. It is a little messy. Definitely is a little bit messy. That is a little messy. We will clean it up a little bit. Close, we get the motherboard in. There we go, chat. Let me drop this in really quick. There we go, there's our motherboard down and in. All of our screws are in. Give you guys a front close up. All right. Yeah, I do want to eventually get a better cable management camera. We just have the C920 back here, but hopefully this is a bit better for you. That's what I typically try to do here. Yeah, this is a mess back here. It's indeed a mess. So instead of running this all the way over here, we are going to daisy chain the RGB. I should probably run the RGB over here on its own circuit because we only have a couple RGB. Instead of having this all like daisy chaining and running across the middle, we don't need to do that. We have tons of fan headers on this board. We have like 4 up here. We have more down here. So I'm just going to run the fan to itself instead of daisy chaining them all. We're going to run it up here and put it into a system fan header. But I was just moving this here. See these cables? We'll go over the top and hold these down. And we'll actually zip tie it right there after. Yeah, this whole jumbo right here is a mess. So if this is what you're talking about, slideshow, saying it's so messy, I can understand that. So all these cables up here, we can clean up. Before we bring them down into this right here, into this spot, you can actually take a nice thick zip tie. Help keep them kind of conformed better. We'll zip tie the top, slideshow, and then we'll zip tie this. So they stay a little bit more conformed and easier to kind of manage. Again, the front panel connections we need to have. So we have our USB 3.0 and our Type-C. Put all the other cables down behind them because these are going to kind of hide and come back up. Like so, we want to keep that cable management nice and clean. We'll move that. USB 3 header, which is in. All of our Type-C. Nice. Now I know where the amount of strain is without stretching the cables. We can go like this now. We'll take this back here and we'll zip tie these together so it's nice and clean. Even though we have Velcro straps here, we'll zip tie them. This will help just kind of keep those cables well managed prior to the Velcro into power cables going over the top of them. And this right here, we'll get one more zip tie down below. Those are our main channel cables. Just keep a nice little center cable going. Good to go there. And this will stay right here. And then we have our fans and RGB, which we're gonna work on next. Leave an RGB header cable. Like this all right here is a mess. So what we'll probably do is to kind of clean this up is we'll actually hit these with now what we'll do is I use electric tape. You guys see me all the time to make sure these don't separate. I'll take a little piece of like an inch and a half long piece of electric tape, and I'll actually just take these little connectors. I'll just wrap it. So that's not coming undone, and now they're not coming undone. That little bit of cable can work wonders. We'll get our extension cable, run that to the main one here. Again, we'll take another piece there. All of our RGB set up. Now we just got to manage the cables here. So these are all kind of icky. I mean, no matter how you do this, it's going to be icky. So what we'll do is just kind of zip tie them to each other and tidy them up slightly. And then we'll kind of push them in the panel. They'll be nice and tucked back. And then we'll have these two running out across the bottom. So to keep them kind of in bay, we'll actually use this little cleat right here and zip tie them. So they'll stay back here behind the side. There's our quick cable management how-to on that case. Now we'll work on getting our front panel connections in and then move on to the power supply. So we have all of our front panel connections here. We'll see we have power switch and hard drive LED. Boom, done. All right, those look great. Next will be, actually we have our RGB right here, so we'll do our RGB next as well. There we go. All of our keys are in. I'll show you how we can manage the rest of these cables, make them look nice and clean. Pretty straightforward. There we go. All our cables are managed. All right, let's get our power supply next. It's a PMD. Let's take a look at it. We'll find out really quick. Moment of truth. Oh my gosh. It's about to get fun right here. We got more wires to hide. Dom, you're gonna love these. We got non-modular power supplies today, Dom. What? It's right here from the shop. I mean, these are provided by Deepcool. Thank you. I mean, to be fair, they give us free power supplies, so you can't really fault them on that. So shout out to Deepcool for always supplying and providing. All right, so we're gonna need 2 CPU, a PCIe. There's our PCIe, which I will say the good thing so far I've seen is the PCIe cable is a single lane. That's OW. This is CPU, PCIe. There's one CPU, PCIe, we won't need these. So what we're gonna do is actually to clean them up. We'll take these two, like so. You're not gonna be utilizing this today. Take this and just zip tie them. We can tuck them down below. So here, I'm giving you a little tips and trick, because if you're not using a fully modular, clean your stuff up. There's CPU, motherboard, PCIe, boom, boom, boom. Those 3 there. We don't need SATA, so we can pull those underneath. They can go right here next to the other ones. We'll tuck these all in the bottom. You can barely tell we even have these. So there we go. We took our fully modular or non-modular and made it look pretty clean. So you can tuck these in the basement like that, in the case, and look at it. There's our only power cables we need. So pretty easy, right? See, look, not too bad. Now you would barely know that it wasn't a fully modular. But there we go. Not too bad on the back. Like right here, I'd rather have a better standoff than the Velcros. Next, we'll work on the cooler, actually. We're gonna go top down. We're gonna work on this air cooler. We're gonna put our thermal paste down and in. The Deepcool provided a little tube of thermal paste. We're using just a little bit here, we don't need a ton. X didn't really work, but luckily we can Spread that there. Spread it with a tip, just a tip. I mean, hey, fantastic air tower cooler today from Deepcool. The AK500 is fantastic. Single tower, 5 heat pipes, really efficient. Gonna wipe off this little cover here. Super durable, really nice air cooler. Yeah, Deepcool's come a long way, man. They've really cleaned up their designs, really solid stuff. We have no problems with their stuff. I mean, they're great. I mean, their air coolers are some of the best, hands down. I mean, there's only one other person that really beats them in terms of price, and that's Thermalright, but I'd rather support Deepcool. Deepcool does a lot more for the community as well. You gotta think about that. They provide stuff like this. Thermalright doesn't do a lot of like marketing and PR. They provide cheap stuff on Amazon. Which might be like, you might save $5 what Deepcool does back for the done for the Tarkov community this past couple years by helping PCs and what Artesian did, stuff like that. Beautiful 4060 Ti gaming cards today, guys, from Gigabyte. Phenomenal cards. Gigabyte gave us a really good price on these to help with Pestily, so we're gonna go with MSI Ventus. Gigabyte's like, hey, we got these, and they're phenomenal cards. Actually have RGB on them too, so it's a really nice card. We've actually used these before, and some of our quick chips, they're that good. So there we go, guys. Get this down and in. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Nice little seat. We're in there. Get our power supply, our power cable up and in. Our PCIe, 8-pin PCIe. It's all in. All right, there it is, chat. Looking good. Let's get ready to light it up. We are all done with this bad boy. Boom. What do you think, chat? I mean, this was a free PC that Pestily gave away. I mean, look at these things. Look at these are great PCs. We're talking some serious FPS and Tarkov, Warzone, Fortnite no build.
Guys, thanks for coming in and liking another video here on YouTube. Make sure to hit that like button, help us with the algorithm. Make sure people find us and see all the beautiful PCs we build. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button as well. Remember, we build these systems live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over on our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/stints. Come over, hang out, chat it up with us, watch us build beautiful PCs for everybody in the community. And remember, let's go.